So good morning. Well, it's morning for me. It is about 8:30 a.m. right now. I am about to log in for work. I don't know why this has been my thing lately, but here we go. So, welcome back. This is Tiffany with Beyond Swatches, and I wanted to put a quick little video together to kind of explain and show you the differences in knitting needles so that you can be a little bit more prepared when you're heading into the store to purchase your needles, or if you want to refresh your needles. We are about 3 weeks away from when we're going to start our springathon. So maybe you need a little tip. Maybe you want to just save it just for future reference. So here we go. Usually when someone is just starting, very first time, they will go to Walmart, or I'm trying to think, they don't sell it in Target. So I guess in this area, like I live in North Carolina now, so Walmart would be the place. There are like little shops nearby. You might get it from a friend's grandma who has passed, and they have leftover knitting stock or yarn and things like that. And what you always get usually are straight knitting needles. And they usually look something like that. Nothing wrong with the straight needle. They have their place and purpose. It's what most people usually start on, and it's absolutely fine. The one drawback that I have with straight needles for a beginner is the needles can get a little heavy, and you can feel the weight of the project just kind of dangling in there, and it gives you a little wrist fatigue. So enter the circular needle. So in addition to the metal, they also have them in wood or bamboo. And when I say metal, they usually are classified as aluminum, I believe. So, but they're the metal ones. They're slippery, they're a little shiny. Sometimes they're multicolored, like that. And then there's wood ones. Now these are long ones. These are 14 inches long. I have seen these called before, like Afghan needles, something that's longer that you can put maybe a blanket on. You can knit a blanket on, go back and forth, add a little bit more stitches than this. They actually come longer. I think I've seen them up to 16 inches, and they're just long sticks. So most clip art, knitting art, old-fashioned grandmas, all of those pictures, they look like this, and they always have these two sticks going like this, right? Those are straight knitting needles. And again, they have their purpose, but they're limited in the sense that you can't knit in a circle on them. Now, I'm always one to say never say can't, because I'm pretty sure somebody's figured out how to make something in a round using it. I just don't know how to do it, and I never looked it up because we have circular needles. So there it is. So as far as materials go, for a beginner, I normally always recommend a wooden or a bamboo needle. They're less slippery. They have a little bit more grip to it. So yarn can be it just goes, it just slides along, right? And as you're a new person knitting, as you're pulling the stitches off, the rest of the yarn will just kind of jump off the needle when you're just trying to get that one stitch off. So with a bamboo or a wooden needle, it eliminates just a little bit of the instant jump off that the rest of the stitches will do. But that's why I say for a beginner, this is not a bad idea, straight metal needles. Just be mindful that you're going to have to give yourself a little bit more tension, maybe in your hands. You might get tired holding on to the stitches and things like that, or holding on to your work and things, but anything is possible. And they make this beautiful sound. Now, this can be annoying to some people. And then for people like me, it makes me feel like I'm doing something. You know what I mean? Like, you hear me knitting and you hear this, and it just makes me feel like I'm in my own world. It's almost meditative in a way. Anyway, it's just a me thing. Then we have your circular needles. Now, circular needles, they come in two different types. And one is called fixed, which means this cord and these needles are attached, right? They're not going nowhere unless you break them. Also, they come in metal and wood or bamboo. Fixed needles, they eliminate the need for parts. You don't have to worry necessarily about breaking anything. This is just what it is. It's attached, and that is that. Interchangeable needles are usually sold in sets, just like fixed needles can be, and they'll usually go from like sizes 4 to 11. Those are the most common knitting sizes that you would need. So in a set, it would go from 4 to 10 or 4 to 11. Very rare cases you'll find a set like the Knitter's Pride Mindful collection, and it goes from a 2.5 to a 17. Most expensive set that I own, but most used and best loved set ever. Anyway, so interchangeable needles come with a needle tip and a needle cord. These also come in different sizes. So your needle cords, they'll come in as small as like a 9-inch, but I've never seen those in interchangeable. That would be wild. But they have them as small as 9 inches. Then they have 9, 11, 16, 20, 24, 32, 47, 60-inch cable. And then you attach it to this. So you get your cord key in order to lock your set up. You'll probably see something that looks like this, and it'll have that little key thing to close your needle, to tighten it up. These are called end caps. End caps is what you would use to keep your stitches on the cord, but you use the cord stopper so that the stitches don't go flying off the end of the needle, because they will when you're taking the tips off. So that's what that's for. Like if you put your sleeves on hold, you can use this on either end of the needle or on either end of the cord. You can use that. And then some other fun type needles are called DPNs. What is this? I just bought these because I needed them for working on my polygon blanket. It's needing to get on some DPNs near the end. So sometimes in a pattern you'll see it say you'll need, let's say, a size 6 needle and a 16-inch cord, and you need size 6 DPNs. And the reason that is because the 16-inch cord, while we have techniques like magic loop, traveling loop, those are all ways that you just kind of move the cord around and just make the stitches move around. They also have DPNs, and some people like them. I'm not a fan, but they serve their purpose. So they usually will come in a set of 5 or 6. These came in a set of 5 per size, and you need 1 to knit with, and the rest will make the circle. So it'll look like a square, but you're still knitting in a circle. Or you'll have like me, sometimes I can't find my needles, and I'll have 3, and I'll use my 4th to knit with, and so it'll look like a triangle. But it's still going in a circle, so that part doesn't really matter, just so long as you have enough and can fit all of your stitches across the length of each of these needles. So usually, like I said, you'll drop down to about maybe 10 stitches per needle. So this would be 40 stitches around by the time you get to like the top of a hat, or you're using you done decreased on your arm and you're down to the cuff and you just have those, little bit of stitches left. So these are useful. So yeah, so there we go. That is a set of DPNs. This is a set of interchangeables. The interchangeable sets come with cords and stoppers. Then you have your interchangeable single-soled pieces. So you have your tip and again your cord. This makes one long needle, or it makes something that looks like this, but you can't take this apart. This is a fixed one. You can take this apart, and you can use the same cord and just get a different size needle and keep knitting. So if you're ordering this online and you see this, don't think that it's coming with the cord, because majority of the times interchangeable tips are just the tips. If you are ordering interchangeable cords, it's just the cord. So just be mindful of that, and hopefully that helps a little bit. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.